What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Creative. Go ahead, say it with me. We are back at it again to do what? To create something great. Now, I'm real excited what I have planned for y'all today. This super cool vibe coding session we're going to get started with. And what we're going to be doing is using Claude Code. And I'm thinking about using either 4.5, the new one that just dropped, the Opus or Opus, however you pronounce it. I call it Opus, or using Sonnet, and Sonnet is the one that I'm used to using. I use Sonnet all the time. So if you hold on, I just want to make sure we're Gucci. All right, bet. So let's go ahead and get this thing on and pop it. And I'm going to be using DIA, and DIA is the Dow Industrial Jones. So it's the top 30 companies within the Nasdaq. So what I want to do real quick, let's just go ahead and like preface this. So I'm just going to be using ChatGPT real quick so we can understand DIA. Can you explain DIA like I'm a 12 years old, but don't talk down to me or be condescending? I've noticed that sometimes when I'll put that, I say condescending like a mug, like bruh, like I need you to do all that. So DIA is a ticker symbol. Excuse me. I didn't want to cough in your ear. Still getting over a little bit of a head cold. I don't know if you can hear the nasaliness, but I can. But whatever. All right. So DIA is a ticker symbol for an ETF. An ETF is an exchange traded fund, right? So what an ETF is, so imagine a quilt, right? And each patch within a quilt represents a different company. So what this ETF is a ETF for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, right? It's the DIA. It's the basket of the 30 giant companies, right? So think of DIA as a giant backpack that holds the 30 biggest, oldest, most established companies in the US. So these companies are leaders in their industries. So McDonald's, Apple, Boeing, Visa, Coca-Cola, Home Depot. So I even have the list right here of the companies that are in the DIA, the Dow Industrial Average, right? So we have Goldman Sachs, Caterpillar. Everybody knows what Caterpillar is, right? Caterpillar company. Cat. Everybody's no little Caterpillar. All right, let's keep going. Microsoft, excuse me, American Express, Home Depot, AMG, Visa. So we get it, right? So the top 30 biggest companies that are well established in their fields. And the reason I want to use DIA, now I've used SPY before, the S&P 500, the top 500 companies within the New York Stock Exchange. We've done that. We've done QQQ, which is the top 100 companies within the NASDAQ. I've done that, right? So I wanted to try out DIA and see where we could get from there. All right. So the DIA tracks the Dow. The Dow is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's one of the oldest stock market indices. It's like a scoreboard showing how these big 30 companies are doing overall. If these if the averages of these companies goes up, the DIA goes up. If they go down, DIA goes down. So DIA is slow and steady compared to a tech-heavy ETF like QQQ. So DIA moves differently than SPY. Again, SPY tracks the top 500 companies within the New York Stock Exchange, and QQQ tracks the top 100 companies within the NASDAQ, mostly tech, and it moves very fast. So DIA is stable, less dramatic, less jumpy, more old school industries, right? Like finance, industrials, healthcare, consumer goods. Excuse me. It's like the grown ups of the bunch. All right, so why trade DIA? Even though it's slow, traders like DIA because it's predictable, clear, and support resistance levels. Remember, we always talk about support and resistance. So let's bring this back up. So support, right? It's when the underlying asset is making new lows. So we buy at support. So when it crashes through support, whenever you hear that, the underlying asset is making new lows. And when it crashes through resistance, it's making higher highs, right? So we sell at resistance and we buy at support. All right, beautiful. This make DIA useful for day trading, option trading, hedging, the zero DTE strategy, and zero DTE is letting us know these are options that expire the same day. So the goal here, and here at Creative Coder, I've only been coding since about April of this year, so I'm extremely new in this, and I wanted to bring y'all in my journey. And I've only been streaming for about 3-4 weeks now, going on 5. So again, don't expect me to be able to like have. I mean, it's still going to be cool. You're still going to get a lot of great things here. So I expect you to not just like follow on and subscribe and like the video, do all that stuff, right? But just being able to learn, right? Because I'm going to show you behind the closed door, like how I build algo bots, and I've done this quite some times, but it's my first time using DIA. So I'm interested to see how this is going to go. So if you do have any questions while I'm doing this, please let me know. Let's go ahead and jump into cursor. So I'm not going to hold you. Usage right now is at 33%. Opus uses a lot. So what I'm going to do is, all right, I'm going to start with it, but I may need to pivot. So just keep that in mind. All right. Now I'm going to, I normally create a new folder, but I'm going to work out this DIA folder. Reason being, so, let me just create a new folder. DIA for me. I'll just go ahead and create a new folder. And what I also need to do, let me just go ahead and open up Option Baby. So when I do need to grab that folder, grab the data for DIA, it's already right here. So I can grab it there. So that's what I'll do. All right, perfect. So what I need to open up a Claude Code session. Perfect. What I'm going to do is cancel out of this one. Clear. I should have just put dime. All right. I'm using now, forewarning, I'm starting with 4.5 Opus. I'm going to start, let me say Opus, right? We use Opus, whatever. I'm going to start with 4.5 Opus. I said I was going to say Opus, right? But I may need to switch to Sonnet 4.5. Both good. The biggest difference between the two, if you don't know, let me just bring this back up here. Right, they just dropped, they being Anthropic, just dropped Cloud 4.5. I want to say on the 24th, right? And I've been trying it out lately. I mean, it's good. Normally, what I'll use is 4.5 Sonnet. So I'm saying about a 3% difference, but that 3% could be a big difference, right? And here at Creative Coder, again, what I'll do is I've only been coding since about April of this year. And when it comes to algo trading, I've been doing it since about July. So I wanted to be able to not only show you all like how to do it if you're interested in doing it yourselves, right? But show you like it's really not that hard. You just have to be able just to consistently do it. So let me stop talking. So this is, I'm going to start with 4.5 Opus, and then I may need to go to Sonnet. So let's go ahead and go. How I like to start every session is I want to be able to build context. So how we build context is we're going to say, what do you know about option algo trading bots? Now I already have a idea as to how I'm going to do this. I'm thinking about doing it either using a WMA, RMA, but we're going to, so option algorithmic trading bots are automated systems that execute option trades based on predefined rules, strategies, or market conditions. Key aspects are the delta neutral hedging, so common strategies, technical components, key challenges, blah, 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 popular platforms. All right, perfect. Now we have the context. We are looking to develop a strategy for 0 DTE DIA. Let's talk about the entries. First, we are thinking about using either WMA, RMA, or EMA. Break down them like I'm 12, not in a condescending or demeaning way, just to make sure we understand it. Oh, you know what I was supposed to do too? What I'm going to start doing, because everybody keep asking me what are the steps taken, .md. So step 1, decide on an asset. we are going to be using DIA, Dow Industrial Jones average. What I want to do, let me just take this explanation. What is DIA? Beautiful. All right. I can see. Let me just hold on. I'm going to come back to Claude. So, steps for building our DIA option algo buy. So step 1, decided on an asset. We're going to be using DIA, the Dow Industrial Jones, a little bit about DIA. And I took this from the edit we did before. Just make this a little bit easier. All right, beautiful. We are going to be using 0 DTE options that expire the same day. You know what? I'm not going to make any assumptions. Options that expire the same day. All right, perfect. I think that is a good step. So step 1, we decided on an asset. I'm going to organize this, so don't worry. It's going to look a lot better. We're going to be using the Dow Industrial Jones. A little bit about DIA. Perfect. And we're going to be using 0 DTE options that expire the same day. All right, beautiful. So I'm going to close that. Also explain what options are and the Greeks. Let's begin the discussion. The coding language that I'm going to be using now, I'm going to one day learn C++. I mean, I know it, but I don't know it like I know Python. We're going to be using Python to code this out, right? But one day I'm going to be using C++, but not right now. I want to say maybe next week or the week after. I'm going to live and we're going to learn this. I'll read the file. Holy shit. I didn't ask you to read the file, guy. All right. Great. You're building a 0 DTE DIA option algo bot. Let's break everything down. The moving average, your entry signals. So think of a price like a bouncing ball, right? And the moving averages smooth out the bouncing to show you the general direction. A simple moving average, the basic one, adds up the last X prices and divides it by X. So every price counts equally. It's like calculating your average test scores. All tests matter the same. So it's a simple moving average. Everything matters the same, right? There's really no distinction between the recent and the most common ones with the SMA. Now with EMA, the exponential moving average, the recent news matters more, right? So recent prices count more than the older prices. It reacts faster to new changes. It's like caring more about the last 3 tests than the 2 from 2 months ago. Good for catching trends early, but it can give us false signals. The WMA, weighted moving average, this is a sliding scale. The most recent gets the highest weight and the decreasing weight backwards, right? I should have explained that a little bit better. So the most recent prices get the highest weight and then decreasing weights backwards. Does that make sense? If not, I can be able to break that down a little bit more. So I'll just write down in the comment if y'all understood that, because that's still a little bit like, wait, what? So the weights go from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, right? For a 10 period. I'm not going to be using 10 period because that's a little too slow. So 10 period is 10 minutes. So it has to wait 10 minutes in order for this average, in order for it to make a decision, right? So it's like your teacher saying your most recent test is worth more. Between EMA and SMA, it's response and responsiveness. RMA, a running/wilder moving average, is ready and steady one. It's similar to the EMA, but smoother and slower, right? It's used in the RSI calculations. It's less reactive to sudden prices. It's good for avoiding whipsaws, fake signals, or slower to catch, but it's also slower to catch moves. For 0 DTE, you need something responsive. Since you only have hours, EMA or WMA are typically better choices than RMA. What is an option? So let's talk about options real quick. An option is a contract that gives you the right but not the obligation to buy or sell something at a specific price. That specific price is going to be your strike price. A call option is that we're betting that the price is going to go up. We pay a small fee, the premium, and if DIA goes up, your call option worth more. So it's like paying $5 for a coupon that lets you buy a $100 item for $95, even if the price goes to 110. A put option is the inverse, meaning that we're betting that the price is going down. We pay a premium now. If DIA goes down, your put becomes worth more. So it's like buying insurance on your car. If something goes bad, you get paid more. Key terms: the strike price, this is the price you're betting that it will go up. A call above or a put below. Premium is what you pay to buy the option. The expiration is when the contract ends. So there's 0 DTE. It ends at the end of the day, right? In the money is your betting. Your bet is winning. Out of the money, your bet is losing. At the money is the strike price equal the current price. So these are the Greeks before we really get into the strategy. And again, I want to make no assumptions that we understand what's going on, because we're really going to get into the weeds here. But before we get into that, I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. So we're doing a quick refresher on what is options, right? So we talked about that, the difference between call options, key terms to be able to understand, right? Because we're going to be using these terms a lot frequently when we're building out this strategy. All right, so the Greeks is how your option price changes. So the Greeks tell us how sensitive your options are to different things. So delta is how much do I make per $1 move. So the ranges are 0 to 1 for call or 0 to -1 for puts. Delta also tells us the probability of profit, but I want to get into that a little bit. All right, so delta of 0.5 equals if the option gains 0.5 when DIA goes up $1, right? So for 0 DTE, delta is huge. At the money normally has a approximate delta of 0.5. So 0.5 also is letting us know that we have a 50% chance of being able to make money for this underlying contract, right? So we're not going to be using at the money contracts. We're going to be using more so out the money. So OTM contracts, reason being so, they're a lot more affordable, right, for us to be able to get into. And the money contracts are a lot more expensive because the implied volatility or IV is when the underlying option contract, whether it being a call or put, is expecting something big to happen. So when you have high IV, right, what's happening, and this is more so, oh, yo, Mike, what's going on? Welcome back. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. What we're doing today is we're building out a DIA strategy for option algos. I'm going like super from the basics and being able to code this out. This is really going to be a vibe coding session. So welcome in. If you do have any questions, let me know. So I'm going to get back to it. All right. All right. Perfect. Where was I? Oh, the Greeks. So the Greeks let us know how sensitive, or how the option price is going to move, right? So the delta, we talked about that. Let's go to the gamma, is how fast the delta is going to move, right? So it tells us how quickly the delta accelerates. So for 0 DTE, remember 0 DTE are options that expire the same day. They have extreme gamma. So small price moves equals big swings. It's like driving a car. The delta is the speed and the gamma is the acceleration, right? Theta is the time decay, how much your value of your option loses per day when the time passes. For 0 DTE, theta is brutal. That's why we're only going to be in this thing really like not even 2 minutes, maybe even 3. I don't know. It's depending on like how we build this out, right? Vega is the volatility index. It's how much the option price changes when it expects volatility. Now this, we're not going to be using Vega or Rho as much, right? Because again, Rho is the interest rate sensitivity. So when interest rates go up or down, how much does that impact the option? For 0 DTE, we're not going to be using it. It's not really that important here, nor is Vega, right? The biggest important one is Delta. Honestly, I mean, if you could catch gamma, that's also beautiful. And we're going to be avoiding theta. And the way that we're going to be doing that is our maximum hold time, right? So we're going to get more into that as we build this out. All right. So I'm thinking that we're going to start with a WMA, right? The weighted moving average. This is the sliding scale. So the most recent prices get the highest weight, then decreasing weight backwards, right? So the weights go from 10 through 110 and then to 1 if we're using 10 periods. But the periods that we're going to be using here is maybe 3 or 5. Reason being so is because let's just go back here. This is DIA, right? The Dow Industrial Jones Average, right? That's the top 30 companies within the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, right? What I'm looking at it is at the 1 minute chart, and I'm looking on TradingView. So what does that mean? Each one of these candles here represents 1 minute of action between the buyers or the sellers, or between the bears and the bulls. So, and if we're going to use 10 minutes, right, or 10 periods, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I got to use all this in order for the strategy to make a decision. I think that's a bit too long, right? Especially if you want something that's quick moving as this 0 DTE. So what I'm going to be using is maybe 3 candles, or at the maximum 5 candles, right? I think after 5 candles, the strategy can adapt and figure out what's going to happen next, right? So we're not going to be using 10 periods. We're going to be using maximum 5, but most likely we're going to start with 3. See how that works. I may go to 4, but the maximum is going to be 5. I may even push it to 8, but that's depending on the strategy itself. So, all right, beautiful. So we talked about the periods. So I'm going to be using the WMA and RSI. So RSI measures momentum. It lets us know if something is overbought or oversold. So we're going to start with WMA, and then hold on. I didn't explain. Okay, before we continue, can you explain RSI like as well? Keep it under 228 total tokens for output response. RSI is not that hard to be able to understand. It's like super simple. All right, beautiful. RSI is overbought or oversold. It measures how strong the recent price move has been, and the numbers are between 0 and 100. How to read it: above 70, something's overbought. The price went up too fast and might drop too soon, right? Below 30 is oversold. The price went down too fast and might bounce, right? And 50 is neutral. So think of it like a rubber band. If it's stretched too far, plus 70, it's going to snap back. So that's where mean reversion strategies come into play. Also here too, if it's stretched too far down, and it will snap back up. So for RSI can help us confirm entries. If the MA says buy, RSI oversold below 30, this is a stronger signal than just moving average alone. So, all right, bet we are going to use WMA of period of 3 or 5. We're using 1 minute charts. Also, RSI 3 or 2 to, I could go a little bit quicker with RSI 2 to 5. Still have to figure out which would work regarding the overbought and oversold levels. Maybe start at 55.45, something like that. Let's do 56.44. Explain this. Also how it'll work for bearish and bullish signals. Let's start here before we really build this out. Want to solidify the entry signals. What I'm also going to add is a volume one to be able. Now the reason I want volume is because that's how many people are like buying the underlying asset at one point in time. Now DIA doesn't move as fast as SPY, doesn't move as fast as QQQ. Shit, it doesn't even move as fast as the Russell 2000 IWM. Okay, hold on. Your setup is the WMA 3 versus WMA 5. The WMA3 is faster, more signals, but also more false signals as well. WMA5 slightly smoother, fewer whipsaws. Remember what a whipsaw is? It's like a whiplash. You go forward and somebody yanks you right back. Right. For the 1 minute 0 DTE, I'd lean with I thought so. The WMA3, you need speed, but we'll test both. For RSI 2 is ultra fast. It hits extremely quick, good for scalping. RSI 5 is a bit smoother, still fast enough for 1 minute. RSI 2 is popular for mean reversion on short term frames. I don't know if this is going to be a mean reversion strategy, right? So this is going to be interesting. I'm still trying to think if this is going to be something as we're going to quickly scalp. I don't know if it's going to necessarily going to be mean reversion. And what mean reversion is, let me just bring back our support and resistance, right? This is DIA. So DIA shoots right back up, right? And we'll call this the average. DIA shoots up. So what mean reversion lets us know is that, all right, it shoots up like a rubber band, right? What rubber bands do, it snaps back to the center. So even though it shoots up, it's going to snap back to the center. Even though it shoots down, it's going to snap back to the center, right? Even though it shoots up here, it's always going to snap back to the center. So mean reversion is a play that lets us know that, all right, we're betting that it's going to revert back to its average, either for a call or a put, right? So I don't know if we're going to do mean reversion. In scalping, it could work either way. Hey, we found a bearish signal, meaning that everybody thinks the market is going to go down. All right, let's ride that wave for a little bit. I'm in it for 2 minutes. Then, hey, I make 15, 10, 20%. Let's get out and then keep clearing it. All right, so I don't know if it's going to be scalping or mean reversion yet. 56, 45, 44, instead of the 70, 30. 70, 30 are the traditional levels designed for daily charts, but for 1 minute chart with the RSI of 2, the price moves really fast. So waiting for 70, 30 means we're missing the move. RSI 2 is sensitive. It hits extremely consistent. So 70, 30 is basically meaningless noise. 56, 44 are tighter bands. You catch momentums earlier. So think of it like this. The 70-30 is waiting for the rubber band to be fully stretched, while 56-44 is catching it while it's starting to stretch back. All right, you're trading momentum, not waiting for the exhaustion. The entry signals, we're going to buy calls when the price is above the WMA. The RSI is above 44 or is rising through the levels of 44 through 56. And it confirms the momentum is starting. So we're going to call this a momentum play, a little breakout play. Momentum, not necessarily breakout. Then I wonder if we can make this a break. All right, let's ask that question, the difference between momentum and breakout. And let's see if we can make this a breakout play. Or should we just, because I have a lot of momentum plays. I'm not going to hold you. Let's make this a breakout play. Yeah, I like a breakout to be a little bit better for this. And I'll explain the difference in a bit. So bearish signals, this is when we're going to buy puts. The price crosses below the WMA. So price is less than the WMA, the weighted moving average, where the recent price is given a lot more weight to the prices that came before it. The RSI crosses below 56 or is falling through the levels of 56 and 44, the RSI zone. It confirms the downward momentum. So the questions, do you want both to confirm or either? The cross based trigger momentum. Okay, hold on. Before we answer the questions, can you explain the difference between a breakout and momentum strategy? Same token guidelines. But let me just check where we are right now. Oh, it's at 34% bet. We started at 33. I want to be able to keep this moderated so I'm not going over. All right, bet. All right, a breakout strategy is we wait for the price to break through key levels, whether it being support, resistance, or high low of the day range. So the price is stuck between 400 and 402. It just broke 402. Now I enter. So we're betting that the breakout continues in that direction. So the entry trigger is going to be the price crosses at a level. So risk false breakouts is the price breaks out, then reverses back. Or I mean, that could be a little breakout. I don't know. Momentum strategy, we enter when the price is already moving within the strength in the direction, right? The price is pushing up and indicators confirm the strength. I ride the wave, right? We're betting the current move continues. So the wait, the hell was that? My fault. All right, let's keep going. We're betting that the move continues. So the entry trigger is going to be the indicators confirming strength, like WMA plus RSI. Risk, we're entering late. We're catching the wave at the end of the move. Your strategy equals momentum. All right. If we wanted to switch to breakout, how would we do this? Let's break it down. Haha, breakout, break it down. Sounds like fucking step up or something like that. That's funny. Maybe I'll call this bot step up bot. That'll be funny. All right, but how are y'all liking this? Are y'all getting it? Is there any questions so far? Am I going too fast? Does this make sense? We haven't gotten into coding yet because we have to build out the strategy. Once we build out the strategy, then we're going to back test it. Then once we back test it, then we're going to move along to be able to create this bot, right? So y'all seeing it from start to finish. All right, key levels to watch for. Opening range, the first 5 minutes of the high low, the price breaks above or high equals a bullish breakout. The price breaks below or low equals a bearish breakout. The previous open high, okay, what is PDH and PDL? Oh, previous day high, previous day low. Funny. Okay. Major trader labels to watch. Breaks above PDH, breaks below PDL. The pre-market high low. Okay, now we're bringing volume. I was going to use another volume indicator, VME, but we can understand, we can do VWAP, but it'll be interesting how we're going to tie in VWAP. So for bullish signals, the price crosses above, okay, the chosen level. Optional confirmation is the RSI is greater than 50, and then the volume spike. The bearish signal is going to be, we're going to buy puts. The price closes below chosen level, optional confirmation. Okay. Fewer higher conviction levels. Fewer higher conviction levels required to find levels, catching big moves. You want a pure breakout or hybrid? We want a hybrid. We want a hybrid to catch the moves early and then ride the momentum. Let's discuss how this would work now. What are y'all thinking? What a hybrid? Okay, if you were to think about this, do you want a breakout or you just want a momentum strategy, right? A breakout means, all right, we're going to need higher conviction levels, meaning that, all right, I'm going to need RSI to be greater than 50, but I also need volume to be able to confirm that, right? Sometimes that volume could be a bit lagging. So you can have everything else checked, but if the volume doesn't check, it's like, all right, damn, I just missed a trade. Right. Whereas, but momentum could be just as restricted. So I don't know if I agree with that because it's all depending on the signals and the levels and how you optimize it. So I don't know if I agree with that, but let's keep going. Breakout is your trigger. It tells you the move is starting. Momentum equals the confirmation, tells you the move has strength. So you're not chasing any breakout. You're waiting for the breakout and the proof that has legs. So the bullish signal is the price breaks above the key level or high or the previous day high or VWAP. It keeps saying or. I'm doing either the high or previous day high. Using VWAP makes this a little bit more challenging. I don't know if I want to make it a lot more restrictive because we already have two other things that have to happen, right? So these are the rules, right, when it comes to being able to build an algorithmic strategy. So one thing I want to make sure is I don't add too many rules to be able to make this like super restrictive. Yes, I want to make sure it wins, but I don't want to make sure like just sitting on the sideline. What's the use of a bot just sitting there? All right, so the price breaks above the key level. I'm thinking about high or previous day high. I don't know about VWAP. Again, a little bit too restricted. So the price is above the WMA 3 or 5. We're going to probably start with 3. And the RSI is rising above 44, ideally rising. All three equal interlong. right, hold on 1 second. All right, appreciate that. All three, I'm going to maybe 2 out of 3, but all three enter long. Bearish is the same thing, but just the opposite. Why this works: breakout alone could be a fake out, momentum alone could be mid-range chop, but together it's higher probability that the move is real. Timing, we wait for the open range, the first 5 or 10 minutes. 15. Identify the levels. Prices approaching. Okay. Which levels do we prioritize? So one, we are most likely going to start with either PDH, or PDL, not VWAP for now. 2, range is probably going to be 5 minutes. 3, starting with requiring 2 of 3, then after we review the backtest results, we can gauge if we can allow all 3. Now let's lay out the full entry for this before we proceed to exit, position, etc. Same token guidelines. All right, perfect. So, all right, we need to identify the previous day high or the previous day low. Wait for 5 minutes for it to form the opening range or OR. So, trigger is the price breaks above the previous day high or the high. Confirmation, we need 2 of 3. So, we need the price to be greater than the weighted moving average. We're going to start with 3, and then the RSI is going to be 44. The break candle closes strong, not the wick rejection. I'm glad it brought up wick rejection. Let's talk about that real quick. This is classic wick rejection right here. So this right here is a would have been a bearish setup, but what happened? You see these wicks sticking out, right? It's rejecting the support level. So yes, the bears were winning at first, but then the bulls came in and started to knock the price back up, right? So the bears were trying to push the price down when it came to DIA. Earlier today, the market's closed on Black Friday. I just learned this today. Market closed at 1 p.m. I thought it was like 2, whatever, or 2:30, but whatever. It closed at 1 p.m. So I wish it was live, but it's not. So excuse me. Wick rejection is letting us know that the support levels were rejected and it didn't make new lows. It actually closed a little bit higher. And then the buyers came and stepped right back in. We don't know what happened. We have to wait till Monday to find out the rest of the story, right? All right, let's go back to our code. Beautiful. So that's what it means by no wick rejection. So we're going to enter a call. How we're going to enter their call? This is how we're going to enter their call. We're going to enter a put when the price breaks below the previous day low or the low. The confirmation, we need 2 of the 3. The price is less than the weighted moving average. The RSI is less than 56, and the candle breaks through strong. Okay, enter a put. Okay, is the price breaking through the PDHL or high or low? Checklist. Ready to move. Okay, entry checklist. Beautiful. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, I love it. So let's talk about a few things. Session is going to be from 9. Let's just do 9:30 because I need first 5 minutes. So I don't want to say like 9:31. If I say 9:31, we're not going to start trading until 9:36. If I say 9:30, I need the first 5 minutes in order to get the opening range or the OR. So I'm going to say 9:30. We start trading at 9:35. Hold on. All right, my fault. 9:30 till, oh, interesting. That's Ethereum. I was about to say DIA is jumping, y'all, but that's Ethereum. Let me go back to DIA. 9:30 till 11 a.m. Max 1 trade per day, and then take profit, or TP. I'm gonna say TP, but TP means take profit. TP1, let's do 24.8%. TP2, 18.5%, and then TP3, 13. That's low as heck. Okay, let me be a little bit higher. 28.5, TP2, 21.3, and then TP3, 15.3. I like that a little bit better. 15.2. Stop loss is going to be 14.5. The max hold time is going to be 3.5 minutes. What else? Minimum delta is 0.1, right? We talked about delta before. This is where it's coming back into play. And then max delta is 0.53. Let's try that. Premium min is $0.10, and then premium max is 0.44. DIA could get expensive because it's the top 30 established companies, right? These companies are not cheap. Okay. What else? What else? I told you to take profit. Okay, position. Oh, all of our strategies, until told otherwise, all of our strategies starting balance is going to be $100, right? Because I want to be able to dispel the notion that you need hundreds or thousands of dollars in order to trade options. You don't, especially when it comes to this algo gang. Like, I'm telling you, just like follow me and being able to understand these steps. And don't worry, I want to update the steps taken so we can really understand what we did and how we even got here. All right, so let's keep going. Position starting balance is $100. If balance is less than $499, can use up to 82% of portfolio balance. If balance is between 500 and 1K, can use up to, let's say 48% of portfolio balance. And if greater than 1K, can use up to, let's say 20% of portfolio balance. All right, what else? We have our session time, 1 trade per day. We have our take profit levels. This is how we're going to exit. We have our stop loss. We have our maximum hold time, our delta, our premium ranges, our starting balance, the balance management, right? What else do I need? What else? I think this is it. We're Gucci. Look at that, man. Our strategy's coming together. We're really in the lab, y'all. We are really in the lab. All right, perfect. So session is going to be between 9:30 and 11:11. Max trade, 1 trade. This is the take profit. Oh shit, I forgot. That's what I forgot to tell you is we don't scale out with full exit. So I need to tell it that. All right, hold on. 1. That's what I forgot. We are going to do full exit, not scaling out. We are aiming for the highest TP, but exit whichever happens first from TP to stop loss to max hold time. 2. I think that C answer 1. 3. If max hold time is 3.5 minutes before the TP, yeah, we just exit. We exit when time is up. This is our theta beater in a sense. Perfect, 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 perfect. I'm liking that you're liking the strategy. See, it's coming together. It's really not that hard. I mean, yeah, you got to have like a simple understanding, like as to the asset you're going to need to use. You need to understand the different indicators, from WMA to RSI, things like that. And I'm going to make a video like where we really break down these indicators from RSI, WMA, RMA, SMA, EMA. All those are just moving averages. People just like to put a fucking make another MA, right? Watch is going to be a TMA. What is a TMA? I don't know. The watch. Everybody's like to make their own, right? But it's really not that hard. Once you understand the indicators and how to be able to catch a move, then the combinations are endless. And I didn't go to TradingView for a point, right? Because I want to show different ways to create strategies, because I just don't want to always lean on TradingView, right? Like sometimes we got to use our brain too to be able to make this, right? Theta beater. All right, perfect. So I'm glad that you're liking this, Mike. Logic flow, enter trade, 3.5 timer starts, monitor price. If okay, best case, exit. Perfect, perfect. Clarification, single TP, just no, bro. Tiered targets, which yes, that's like I said. Like I said. All right, let me go get the theta data. Free. You know what I need to do real quick? Just real quick. Just I thought I did this, my fault. Just give me 2 seconds. I just need to move this to like one file. Give me 2 seconds. I thought I did it, but I was like, oh shit, I forgot. Give me 2 seconds. So this can be organized, so we don't got to bounce between file and file. Everything's already here. As you can see, I have between 2022 and through 24. I mean, I could have got more, but I think this is enough. All right. We need you to move, not copy, but move these files here. And I only use Cursor's AI for like super basic things. I'm gonna say super basic. I treat it like I treat Gronk, because I don't know. I mean, yes, I can go to another one, but I still don't trust it. So like admin stuff like this, go ahead, knock it out. But sometimes it's still trip. It doesn't listen. I didn't tell you. See, I didn't tell you to make a folder. That's what it's. I just told you to move these files. Perfect. I just make sure 22, 23. All right, perfect. No, I don't need VIX. I don't need VIX. All right, perfect. It is going to be B, but we have a few items that is going to clear this up for you. Review the following. Here is the data for DIA we have. All right, perfect. Now I need you to run this. Run a few terminal commands within the Conda environment. And what is a Conda environment? A Conda environment is where I put all the Python packages that we're going to need if we're ever creating anything to do with options. So it makes it easier to be able to not only like go through data, but to be able to like quickly create a file, and I don't have to always reinstall a package. All the packages that I'm ever going to need for anything options are in this Conda environment. So it's like a garage with all the tools, right? So instead of having to go to the store and buy that tool over again, just put that tool in the garage. Whenever I need it, I just go into the garage. So that's what a Conda environment is. And it just makes it easier for the AI to be able to run it within the Conda environment, because, all right, sometimes errors will pop up. Oh, I don't have this import. Oh, I don't have this package. I don't have that. You have everything you need here. To understand the structure of the data, and then review a reference file. Now, this is our first DIA strategy. We're going to show you a QQQ one, but and we're going to need to take the functions, etc., to build out our own DIA custom strategy here. Does that make sense? Perfect. And we're going to go through it as well. Let me go get one. I'm glad that you listen and you follow instructions. That's always great. Oh, you know who I want to grab is... This is a bot that I kind of still need to make, but I'm going to do this with y'all. Hold on. Maybe I'll do it. Shit. I keep clicking the same thing and it's not even it. Is this it? No. What the hell are you? My fault. This is what you get. I'm organized, but I'm not really that organized. Where is it? All right, hold on. Hold on. Let me just go find this folder real quick. Give me 2 shakes of a second. What the hell is it? My fault. I know it's there, but I'm gonna... Shit, I should have thought about that. Goodness gracious, why can't I find this bot? All right, my fault, my fault. Let me just stop spazzing here. Make it so much easier. Where are you? Ah, that man. I don't know why I called you that. Goodness gracious. Here it is. Copy. This is spy, not QQQ. I'm going to go through that, but just give me 2 seconds. It is spy, not QQQ. Same difference. Now review. Once ready, let's discuss before creating the bot. All right, what do I want to do? All right, let's go through this real quick. So this is another strategy that I already have. It's done. I think I made it here with y'all. I don't know. I don't remember. Whatever. This is a early worm strategy, right? So this is a 0 DTE SPY options momentum strategy. So think of this like a surfer trying to catch waves at the beach, right? We wait for the market to open at 9:30. When we see a big wave, the price move, that's when the bigger the better. And small ripples, we don't want to catch small ripples, right? We jump. This is bad. Hold on. We jump on our surfboard and buy options and we ride it for a few minutes. So how it worked, we look at the 1 minute price bar from 9:30 to 11:12 a.m. We find when the current bar is twice as big than the last 5 bars, that's our wave. We check the volume, so we make sure the volume isn't too crazy. We want controlled moves, not chaos. We buy calls if the price went up, and we buy puts if the price went down. All right, we keep holding. Let me just make sure. Are you Gucci? All right, we keep holding for 5 minutes max, and we sell at different price targets from 15% to 28%, or we get out at 14.5%. Why this works? Because early mornings have strong momentum moves that they continue for a few minutes. By waiting for the 2 times bigger candle, we're filtering out the noise. I know somebody asked that question before. How do you filter out the noise? This is one of the way. Okay, hold on. It's done. Let me just, let's go. Oh, shit. I hate when it does that. I was trying to catch it before. My fault. Like, this is not going to be... All right, entry logic. Which back test year? We are going to start with 2024. The Greek data, should we use this or calculate the open high? Wait. We have the open high low close volume. Did you not see it? It is in the same folder with the rest. Here is an example. I just gave you all of that. Why are you tripping? DIA. Let me give it 2024. So we should have all the data needed for the back test, right? Confirm. Same token guidelines. Yes, confirmed. You have all the data needed. Are the open, high, low, close? I thought so. The price candles for the WMA, RSI, the previous day high, the previous day low, or the candles, the Greeks or the quotes. The open, high, low, close has the date, okay, everything you need to calculate it. We're ready to build the DIA strategy. All right. Oh, you know what I was thinking? And Mike, you gave me this name last time, and I'm just going to use it. The Trader Aid. I'm going to call this that. So I thank you for this. Trader Aid back test. Let's call this Trader Aid bt.py. Start with 2024. Make sure we have the same affordability checks. Position, feedback, exit, rejection reasons, and the ending metrics as well. Make sense? Keep the same format. Beautiful. Caps off. Keep the same format as early warm, but adapt to this DIA strat we have built. Before, lay out the full parms so we can review, then let's build it. I need the parm so I can copy it to our page so I can keep track of it. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Only, I'm not gonna say an hour, maybe 40. All right, maybe an hour. Here we go. We have our full strategy. Trader Aid. Here we go. Only took an hour to do it. Give me a second. And what I'm doing, I'm pasting it here so you can see what I'm doing. Where did you go? Here we go. Yeah, you are seeing what I'm, okay. So we have our strategy parms, ladies and gentlemen. We are building out an algorithm. Look at that. Look at that. Maximum trades, our entry logic, option selection filter, the exit rules, the position management, starting balance, the cost, features. I love it. All right, so let's get back here. So WMA, we are going to start with 3. And our side, we are going to start with 3 as well. Make it such that we can easily change based on results. Let's get this done. All right, beautiful. Now let's get our environment ready, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. Get our conda environment. Let's go ahead and install everything we need. All right, conda environment is ready. Everything how you know it's activated? I should have showed you the difference. Let me show you a difference. So you see how it says base here, right? Well, how you know you're in your conda environment? You have option baby, right? So we have everything I need whenever to do with anything options, right? So I'm in our conda environment here. Here, I'm not in the conda environment because it says base. So we're going to be using this one. I'm going to close this one out. And then what I need to do is create a folder that, oh, excuse me. Can y'all see this? I'm using Cursors AI. Again, a little bit more admin work that I have to do. I'm not going to make Claude Code do it because this is super simple. So create a folder called backtest results. Within those folders, create 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. Within those folders, create V1 baseline. So we get our baseline results so we can start building out a little back test. Perfect. Let's make sure you can listen and follow instructions. I love that. Thank you. You will get paid. All right, beautiful. Now let's go ahead and cheat a little bit. We know that's what the file name is going to be. So I'm going to hit Python and then copy it here. Come back here. And then we're also going to need to update our steps taken, right? So we can keep track of how we're building out our DIA bot. So what I'm going to say is update the following with the steps that we took in this discussion to get to this point in the development of the bot. Make this like we're using this bot, using this to note and to, if needed, reverse engineer recreating this strategy / bot. Perfect. So we're almost there. So we're about to run our first version of the backtest. Conda activate is how I do it in Windows. Oh, yeah. I mean, I could have just done Conda activate too, but sometimes, like, because I'm running it in like super different environments, I like to just use the whole what is that? Hold on, let me get it again. Excuse me. So let me test it because I have a few different Conda environments, right? So that's why I just like to use this particular path right here, right? It gets me straight to the one that I need, because if I just do Conda activate, then I have to figure out, okay, which one do I need, right? So I like to use just this one so I can just go straight to the one that I need. So it's still activating it, right? And it's activating the very specific one that I'm going to use for this particular environment, because I have a few others for machine learning, for AI. I still have the cryptocurrency one, because remember, I used to market make. So I still have that one whenever I want to dip back into that bag. But yeah, so that's why I like to do it this way. It just makes it super straightforward. But nah, you can still do the Conda activate too. That works. If it's just one. Oh shit, hold on. Beautiful. Okay, you're not going to run the back test. I am. That makes sense. So see, I'm still. So you said Conda env list. You're right. You're right. Then you can get everything. See, look at that. Teamwork makes the dream work. See, I'm still learning these little shorthands. I just know it's like, all right, once I find something that works, I just stick to it. But all right, I got you. That works. I appreciate that. All right, we can close this out now. So I'm going to start using that. I appreciate that, Mike. All right, so it's updating the steps. All right, now let's run our back test. And remember what a back test is? It's throwing your strategy in a time machine and seeing how well it works, how well it performs in 2024. Oh shit. See, now we got a timestamp issue. Let's see what the error is. I think it's just the data loading issue. Yeah, I think it's just a data loading issue. All right, review and let's fix the issue. All right, we can delete that. Yeah, time zone mismatch. I thought so. Decided on an asset. Step 2, understanding the moving averages. Entry option, beautiful. Step 3, understanding RSI. Step 4, understanding options in Greeks. I really like. I think I'm going to start doing it this way too now. So you see the steps that we took in order to get to TradingView. Step 1, we decided on the asset, right? We're going to use DIA, the Dow Industrial Average. Step 2, we're going to understand the moving averages. Step 3, understanding RSI. Step 4, understanding the options in the Greeks. Step 5, choose the strategy type, the hybrid and breakout. We evaluated 2 approaches. Beautiful. Step 6, define the key levels for the breakout. Step 7, define the entry logic. Step 8, define the exit logic. Step 9, option selection filters. Step 10, define position. Step 11, define the session parameters. Step 12, define the cost. Step 13, the strategy and the data. And then we building out the back test. Beautiful. Next step, now let's run the back test. All right, bet. Here we go. Let me go ahead and get my, let's copy. All right, perfect. This should be a lot more quicker because there's only 3 million rows. We're used to getting like 23. Oh, this is lightning fast. You can't even tell what's going on. I'm sorry. All right, it just spazzed out. So my fault. 24 trades. We ended at $25. So let me see how this second part goes. Yo, it's going super fast. All right, this is our baseline. I'll take it. 26 trades, $29, right? So our peak was 165. We have a negative return right now. That makes sense. Sharp ratio is asked. Mark's drawdown is -8. Yeah, this is a good starting point. I'm seeing that we have activity, right? We just have to make it a little bit more selective. So what I'm going to do, oh, you know what I also need to create is trader aid backtest journal.md so we can keep track of it. All right, hold on. What I want to do, let me go to the journal. Section 1. What is the strategy? Section 2. Objective. 3. Backtest version and detailed report of what happened and parms used, etc. Treat this like a log or scientific journal we're using whenever we are finished with a backtest. So let me save that. All right, let me come here. Perfect. Now we can come here. Beautiful. All right. Using grep and awk, I need you to review the following files. Then we need you to update the steps taken. Then the following journal. Beautiful. Then let's begin the optimization discussion. All right, perfect. We're on and popping. I should make note of that. I mean, $29, so that's not hard to remember. That is not hard to remember. We just have to now tweak this a bit. Part of the process, fam. There we go. I have to make it where I just change those arrows. My fault. There it is. My fault. It's going to come back. Just give it a second, and then we're going to get into optimizing the strategy. So what is optimization? Optimization is being able to adjust the parameters or the configurations based on what we've learned, right? So we've learned, all right, the strategy, it works, air quotes, right? But now we need to optimize it so we can get better performance. We're talking about 33% win rate, 46% win rate. Total return is in the ass, right? This final balance is completely trash. Sharp. So there's a lot of things we can do to be able to make this better, right? So I'm glad that okay, it works now. Let's make it a little bit better. All right, let me get this out the way. All right, the 3 minutes is too short. The trade moves in the right direction, but not fast enough. The false breakouts, the previous day high and the previous day low breaks, reversing quickly. The WMA and the RSI 3 is too noisy, generating bad signals. The 2 to 3 confirmation is too loose, letting bad trades through. So max hold time 5 minutes. I don't know. Maybe. RSI in 5 periods require 3 of 3 and do 40 of 60 and require close level and then pure movement proven on spine. Okay. All right. Let's do max hold time of 428 minutes. I like to be a little different. WMA RSI of 4. And I don't want to do too many things at once, right? Because again, yes, I want to update and try new things, but then you want to be able to see, okay, what impacted what, right? So I'm only going to do these two to start, and this back test runs a lot quicker, so I can do it this way. So I'm only going to do these two and keep everything else the same. Yep, and keep everything else the same. Yep, that's what I want. All right, now let's move. Do not copy, but move these 2024 baseline into the proper folder. All right, get me right. Update the steps taken. All right, you're amazing. Let's run our back test. All right, running our back test. Let's see if we get better results. And I just modified 2 things, right? Peak 115. What is the win rate? 36%. I mean, marginally better. Yo, this thing is really moving. Oh, you just ran out of money. All right, I get it. 36. Oh, so that dropped it. All right, so that dropped it. All right, let's do the same here and let's discuss. Probably, maybe, I don't know. Let's look at this real quick. So we have the WMA that is at the 4 periods, right? So it needs 4 minutes of data in order to make a decision. We have the RSI is at 4. Same thing. It needs 4 minutes of data in order to make its decision. The RSI, I wonder if this could be, you know what? Maybe I should try 70. I don't know. Hold on. Let me keep it at 44.56 for right now. Opening range. Oh, maybe that's interesting. All right, account configs, trading window. Maybe this could be something we can poke at around too. Oh, you know what? Let me try to, and this is like the last thing I try to touch is a stop loss. Hold on. Don't spaz. Okay, yeah, I told you it was worse. The breakout strategy doesn't work for DIA or PDH. The breakouts are reversing too quickly. Fake outs, half of the trades reversing. Okay. Let me do this. And I know I did this last time, and I don't know if this is going to work again, but let's bet the opposite. Like a mean reversion type play, right? V2. What do we do? Higher. Shit. Max hold time. And what else? Shit. All right. What do we do? Oh, the period 4. Okay. And period 4. This is 2024. Make the folder, then move it in the folder. Hear me out. Hear me out. What if we did the opposite? Opposite and flip the signals, right? So when the calls flip the signals, right? Would that work? Let's discuss same token guidelines. Abandon DIA, use SPY. No, I want to use this Dow Jones because I really think that could be a lick. That could be some kind of edge because everybody uses SPY. I mean, I use SPY all the time. I use QQQ all the time. Interesting idea. Fade the breakout instead of trading them. So the logic, if the PDH and PDL breaks out, are fakes out, then reverse. The current is break above by call, and then price will reverse. The flipped is break above by puts, price will reverse, TP hits. You're betting that the break above the overbought is about to drop. We're going to buy a put, and the break below is oversold is about to bounce. We're about to buy a call. Why it might work? Your data proves that the breakouts are failing. 50% stop loss rate. Their mean reversion is a real strategy. It's fading the extremes. The DIA is the 30 large cap companies. These tend to mean revert more than trend. Why it might not work? Breakouts are real. When gets crushed, wrong direction. Need tighter stop loss. All right. Let's try it. Let's try it. Go ahead and flip it. Then update the steps taken. Oh, you know I got to keep an eye out on? Well, it's 42%. I think we're good. Because it resets in 90 minutes. I think we're good. I think we're Gucci. All right, let me go ahead and grab you. And then, boom. Make sure we're good to run it. And I just flipped the strategy, right? So we're fading the bullish breakouts, right? We're betting it's going to go bounce, right? It's going to mean revert. It's going to go back down. And we're betting when it drops, it's going to go back up. All right, bet. Let's run. So let's see how this goes. Now, this is going to go super quick. One of the quickest back tests that I've seen. Oh, no. Still running out of money. Nope. Still running out of money. All right. That idea didn't work. I want to trash that. That was just a thought. Yep. That didn't work. Oh, you know what? 7% win rate. 40. Yeah, that was trash. That was trash. I'm gonna go back to what I was doing about the breakout and we just need to keep adjusting the parameters. I think I know where to go. Review, and let's update the steps taken and the backtest journal. Then let's discuss. Probably going to revert back to what we are working on, the hybrid, and just adjust the parms. Oh man, and it's about to spaz, but it's okay. I have a log of everything that we've been doing. So even if you compact on me, that's fine. DC's okay. Oh shit. I thought I did it already. V3, mean revert. let's move to 2024 after you make the folder. Perfect. All right. No, I want to tune the parameters because I think there's a play here. I'm just doing something wrong. So let's go ahead and I'm going to start being hard-headed. Let me do WMA and RSI period of 5, and then let me drop this opening range. Let me see something and drop the OR to 3 minutes. And okay, one more thing I want to do is this little option selection right here. And delta min of 0.12 and premium max of 0.6. Keep everything else the same. All right, let's see how that works out. This may be a play. This may be a play. Where's okay? I could just come right here. Boom. 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 Did you update? Yep, you updated the steps taken. Okay, perfect. She is getting into the habit. I don't even got to remind it. All right, let's see how this works out. Let's see how this works out. I mean, a little, yeah, it still blew up. Okay. There's something I'm missing. There's something I'm missing. What is it? What is it? What is it? I don't think it could be the RSI gain. I mean, win rate went up here. It dramatically went down there. All right. Let us think. Let's think. Review and do what we have been doing, and let's discuss. All right, what is the data telling me? The data is telling me that the RSI 5. Okay, I'm glad that you compacted now. Just go ahead and get that over with. I really do think it's like something to do with this RSI. I think, okay, let me just, all right, let me do something while you're compacting, while you're trying to figure out life. Review and explain to me, are these restrictive or conservative levels? Okay. Call setup, the RSI must be above 44. Put setup, the RSI must be below 56. These thresholds sit near the middle of the RSI scale. RSI runs from 0 to 100. Most people use 70-30. Your thresholds are 44-56. These numbers are not extreme at all. They live right in the middle of the neutral zone. So these are conservative thresholds. Here's why. You're not entering the trades before the RSI becomes extreme. You're not waiting on the oversold 30 to call. You're not waiting on the overbought 70 to put. You're saying if RSI is starting to lean bullish, consider a call. If RSI is starting to lean bearish, consider a put. It's cautious because you're requiring confirmation before taking direction, but you're not forcing prices to be overextended. Think of it like a traffic light. 0 to 30 is oversold, panic. 30 to 40 is weak but improving. 40 to 50 is neutral but leaning bullish. 50 to 60 is neutral but leaning bearish. 60 to 70 is a strong trend region, and 70 plus is overbought. Your thresholds live in the weak slash light threshold. All right. So, cons, you missed the big trend. Okay. We want a threshold that is super aggressive. Provided, then explain. 50-50? Why is 50-50 aggressive? You're acting why this is extremely aggressive. You're acting at the moment the market shows when the smallest directional lean. The RSI 50 is a natural midpoint. RSI greater than 50 is slightly bullish. RSI less than 50 is slightly bearish. Usually 50 means you're not waiting for confirmation, you're not checking for the strength, you're not filtering noise, you're not waiting for the momentum to build. You're reacting immediately. That's why it's aggressive. What does RSI 50 what makes RSI 50 the most aggressive cutoff? A small tick makes past 50 triggers a trade. So RSI 50 goes from 49 to 52. Your bot is like, okay, call, let's go. RSI goes from 50 to 49. Your bot says, okay, put now. This gives more entries, faster, and faster entries, earlier positioning, less lag, higher exposure, higher risk, but higher reward potential, but also whipsaws, more false signals, and more trades during the chop. When these trades work the best, your 0 DTE, you rely on speed over confirmation. You want momentum entries. Your algo we do have other filters. It's not ideal in choppy days, slow days, or low volatility sessions. You want even more aggressive, 48.52. Call even if RSI is still slightly bearish. Put if RSI is okay. This is a front running momentum, super aggressive, often used for fade reversals, reversal bots, mean reversing strategies. What do y'all think? Should I do 48.52 or 50.50? So I really think it has something to do with RSI. I think we need to tap into the RSI a bit. The training improved dramatically, but the validation got worse. The parameters in H1 didn't generalize. The market regime difference. H1, January through June versus H2 had a different market condition. DIA behaved differently. The low trade count is the validation. Only 11 trades in 6 months. Too few. The stop loss dominates. All right. Nope. I have an idea. All right. We're going to do the following. What did I say? RSI 50. Let me try this. Let's try that. Let's try it. And stop loss 16.5. And keep everything else the same. All right. I think this is going to slide. 48.52. Okay. Remember, you don't run. I run it. I appreciate the earnest. What was this again? Oh, yeah. V5, RSI, and WMA period of 5, and OR 5, 2024. Let's move after created. Update the steps taken. That's your job, homie. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. The account is still blowing up. The account is still blowing up. I think. Yeah, see? All right. What is the data telling me? Review. Update the journal. Then also a review. What is the data telling us? Which direction should we be going? We want to still build this out. Let's discuss. Let's discuss. Oh, I was about to say illegal operation. What the hell are you doing? Okay, I mean I like this because it's not eating up all my little. This is Gucci. Now I have all the data. Let me update the journal and give you a comprehensive analysis. A little simp analysis. Now I think. Hmm I think pure momentum. The breakout levels are just noise for DIA. Switch to what works. Updated the journal. Every version loses 70 to 85% in validation. The parameter tuning doesn't fix it. The H1 and H2 are completely different levels. The training improved, but the validation always fails. This is classic overfitting. The stop loss is 50 to 65%. This means that the breakout signals are in the wrong are wrong more often than they're right. The price reversals against the immediately after entering, the trade count drops. The time stops isn't the problem. Where should we go? Is the pure momentum. Remove the breakout entirely. Use the candle size ratio as a trigger. Entry is the current candle is twice. No, bitch. That's the current one from the um works on SPY. The momentum trigger is more universal than breakout. No, add a volume filter. Only trade when the above volume. The volume confirms conviction. Okay. No. Let's we want to add the following. The volume confirmation. We want to add a volume has to be greater than 0.44x to start. I need to see the structure and add a volume confirmation. Let me add the volume ratio. I'm not gonna hold you, man. Sometimes it works out beautifully. Other times shit doesn't. And this is part of the process. This is just part of the process, man. I'm not gonna hold you, man. Sometimes, but you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna keep going. I'm consistent. You know it's gonna slide. Hmm. All right. Let's look at gang. Let's look at oh shit. Let's go. Oh shit. I'll update it in a little bit. Same thing. We got a little bit more play now. All right. I'm headed in the right direction. I'm headed in the right direction. We just need to update a few things. Review and let's discuss. We're headed in the right direction. All right. The best validation results so far. Yeah, who you telling? Double the validation trades. Best okay. Stop loss. Losers are bigger than the winners. Raise. Adjust the TP levels. All right. Let's do the following first. Let's raise the volume ratio to 0.58 and SL to 12 no 12.5%. Keep everything else the same. V6 and 7 volume confirmation 2024. We're getting somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting somewhere. So higher and then tighter stop loss. Bet. Let's run it. %. Need to keep my eye on that. And with the opposite direction. And with the opposite direction. But wait, you're making money here? And with the opposite direction. Let's discuss. After updating journal. We are getting somewhere. I think what I need to do now V8 RSI raise volume filter and tighter SL 2024. Validation is now the best ever. The weird part is the training got worse. Split the difference, try 14. Okay. Let's go to SL 14 and volume of 0.5. And where are you? VWMA and RSI period of no. Let me just keep them at 5. Let me keep them at 5 for right now. and then delta min of 0.1. Yeah. And keep everything else the same. All right, bet. Bet. Let's see how she works out. Let's look at I don't know. I'm missing. Like not just missing, but like horribly. Same. Same. What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? Review and let's discuss after updating journal and steps taken. What am I missing, y'all? All right, hold on. V9. Volume higher and tighter SL 2024. I appreciate you. All right, let's think about this. Let's really think about this. Okay. Okay. I think I need to go back to 0.44. That may be the golden spot, my little honey pot zone. And just leave that there. Um, let's see. Are requiring 3 of 3. I don't know why I keep coming back here because I really think it's here. Yeah, maybe is that's aggressive. Time filter, skip the first 30. Trade only, trend filter. Nope. Reduce position sizing, higher volume, higher TP instead of tighter TP. Take at okay. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Okay. New TP levels. TP1, 24.8. TP2, 8, 17.3. TP3, 13.5. Max hold time 3 minutes. And keep everything else the same. I think we may have a breakthrough, ladies and gentlemen. We may have a breakthrough. Again, you don't run it, I run it. Let's see. Fucking A, bruv. Yeah, that was bad. Huh. That was horrible. Review and let's discuss. Um, let's go back to original TP levels. TP levels. Try something else. You know what? I'm probably just gonna. I don't want to keep. I'm feeling like I'm banging my head against the wall right now with this. Let me. Um. Let's remove the RSI for now and increase the OR to 5 minutes and volume ratio to 0.44. Let me try that. Let me try that. Lower TP. What is this? Version 10? Goodness gracious. Lower TP and SL 2024. Remember, you don't run, I run it. Update. All right. All right. Holy shit. Bro, I'm like 3 seconds away from figuring this out. I am like 3 seconds away from figuring this out, y'all. Like we were right there. Um Review, update journal, and steps taken. And let's discuss. We're right there. I'm damn near about to. Yeah, bro. First profitable validation. Who you telling? Who the fuck you telling, man? Is this a large law of large numbers type of deal? All right, we still got time because it resets in an hour. We're keeping track of everything. V11, 11, remove RSI 2024 and lower volume to 44. The RSI was noise, 2 to 3 confirmation needed. The RSI sometimes was the swing vote if it was blocking good trades, letting in bad ones. The 5-minute or 3-minute is more established levels. Um, let's test on 2023 first to get a baseline before we proceed. Yeah, let me go ahead and get a baseline of 2023. Let me see what's cracking. Let's see what's Gucci with it. Bro, it's there. It's there, fam. In a bit, fam. 2023. We already have it. Beautiful. We're running it on 2023 in order to get a baseline. Let's see what's cracking. 46%. Yep, it blew up. Blew up. Yeah, I still got some work to do. I'm going to work on 2023 now instead of 24 because I don't want to overfit. Review and let's discuss after you've updated journal and steps taken. Gucci. What's happening? I know I'm just saying random noises right now, but that's how I think. The wheels are turning. Yep, the wheels are turning, and we're gonna figure this out. 2023. Move to 2023 V1 baseline. All right. This is what I'm thinking. All right. Drop the. Oh, that's out of the game anyway. I'm not even using that. What is the max hold time? Okay. Drop the max hold time to 3 minutes. Delta max to 0.40 and premium max to 0.30, 40, no, 50, and keep everything else the same. I believe in my brain. Let's get it, shawty. Come on. Come on. 38%. That's tough. All right. That didn't work. That didn't work. We just got to switch it up a bit. I'm not going to hold you. We just got to switch it up a bit. Okay. Drop the WMA to 3 and volume min to 0.33. After updating the journal and steps taken. All right, man. I think we're going to get somewhere. I just need to keep adjusting the parameters. I know I can use different tools like bt.optimize, or we can use Optuna to be able to do this, but I like doing it this way so I can understand what is the correlation between these different moves, right? If I increase or decrease the WMA or the volume, like what is the impact of it? So I'm interested to see how that's going to work out. All right, so let's go ahead and run it. But before, bro, I'm not gonna hold you. Let's just do that. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, the fuck. Just blows up instantly. Blows up instantly, fam. All right. All right. You win. Let's discuss moving over to momentum strat and removing the breakout element of it. Let's discuss after updating steps taken and journal. Damn, this is some shit. I am not gonna hold you. Not going to hold you, fam. But this is good. I mean, I really like to being able to like build a strategy a day. Some strategies are gonna hit, some strategies are not. This is a strategy that I'm tweaking as much as I can in order to make it hit on DIA. I think this is more so an asset. Pure momentum is the current candle. Okay. Confirmation. Volume. Strong candle. No wick. Same. Okay. We want to start with the current candle must be 1.28 x, not 2, and everything else is good. Let's proceed to update the strat. Afterwards, update the steps taken. All right, beautiful. Now we're going to switch over to a breakout, right? Because I really need to look at this and figure out. Matter of fact, let me just save this little so I'm gonna go through that myself, and figure out like why though, and figure out why this thing is giving us a little headache. But I'm gonna take that on my time and figure out what's the message with that. So I think this one may work out. I don't know. Let's figure it out. That's the thing with strategies. There's no guarantees until you actually run the back test and able to decipher what is happening. But this is, instead of going from a breakout strategy, we're using a momentum strategy, not breakout plus momentum. So let's get to see how it works out. All right, steps taken, ready to run. Okay. Shit. Um, Beautiful. You can move that there so I can have those records. Let's go ahead. All right, your awesome sauce. Now let's get our back test running. All right, okay. Go to WMA 5 and volume 0.44 and premium max of 0.72. Everything else the same. Interesting. 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 Let's run it. %50 win rate. Is giving back too much money. You're just losing money. Okay. Let's discuss. Review, update journal, and steps taken. And let's discuss. Momo baby. V3 Momo baby 2023. No. I need drop the candle side to 1.12 and premium min to 0.12 and delta max to 0.48 and max hold time to 2 minutes and keep everything else the same. Let's see. If I make it super tighter and a lot more aggressive, I think we may have something here. Oh shit, you know it goes fast. I don't know. Yeah, you just keep running out of money. 17% from 50 to 17%, bro. That's fucking wild. That's wild, fam. Update journal and steps taken, then update. This is all brain power right now. I feel like I'm letting my brain down. VMA and VMA to 3. Volume to 0.6 and candle size to 1.8. Premium max to 0.5 and max hold time to 3 minutes. And then SL to 16. Keep everything else the same. Bet, man. We're in the mud right now, y'all. Like I really, I'm not gonna hold you. What I really should do is just throw this in the trash and just go start again with another strategy. Because it doesn't if strategy doesn't work, it doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't make sense to try to make something resuscitate something if it's gone. That was kind of harsh. Sorry. Yeah, this is my last little go round with this, and then I'm going to start over. This is my last little go round, and then I'm going to start over. See for what the version is and what we did. This is V4. Add the proper subname and move the folder. Okay, here we go. Here we go. It's like your I should drop to 36%. Okay. That's crazy. That is wild. I know I said I wasn't going to do it. I know I said I wasn't going to do it. I know I said I was just going to use our brain. Can we get the final code? I mean, once I'm done with, I mean, you can see the code, right? Here's the code right here. So if you want it, but these are parameters that I'm not really jiving with right now. Any steps on how you do this for Thinkorswim? I mean, I have to see if Thinkorswim, if you can use Thinkorswim via API. I don't know. Hold on. Can you use think or swim via API? Not interested. Thinkorswim. Oh, you can Thinkorswim and its API integration. Thinkorswim is a style. So yeah, as long as it has API, you can definitely. Oh, I didn't know that. If I could do this, okay, I'll open up a Thinkorswim account because I didn't think Thinkorswim had API. Yeah, algorithmic trading bots right there. Automation is the name of the game. So you definitely could do this. I use Tradier. I use Alpaca. I don't recommend using IBKR unless you want your shit to crash. But I'll open up a Thinkorswim and I'll do this on Thinkorswim and I'll let y'all see that. Cause I was researching and Thinkorswim didn't come up as something that had an API. So I'll start using Thinkorswim. I don't mind using it because I like it better, matter of fact. So I'll do that this weekend and maybe sometime next week I'll have that open for you. But as far as the code is concerned, I mean, here it is. This is pretty much standard, right? But what I'm going to do is something a little bit different now, which oh yeah, definitely. What do you use? Do you use Thinkorswim? But here's the code. Again, pretty standard stuff for a back test. I haven't created the bot yet. So if you're looking for me creating the bot, I haven't done that yet. I'm just back testing the idea before we get to the bot. But this idea right here, I need to sit with it a little bit because it isn't really working. Yeah, but it's not. This is a trash. I'm not gonna say it's trash. Oh, Thinkorswim or Webull. I mean, you might as well use just stick to Thinkorswim. Webull is all right, but Webull is like a Robinhood, right? So they're akin to each other. I algo trade. So for algorithmic trading, I have to be able to make sure that the broker has API access, right? If it doesn't have API access, then I can't algo trade. So, but now that I know that TOS or Thinkorswim has it, I'm definitely going to put that in my bag. Yeah, because I love that platform. But let me show y'all another step. Something else that I do. Whenever I'm stuck, what I'll do, and I wanted to use my brain, but whatever. Sometimes when you're stuck, you're stuck. What I'll do is I'll come to TradingView, right? And I'm using the 1 minute chart. So I'll come to indicators, and then what I'm going to do is hit breakout. So I really want to accomplish. Oh, can you see this? Do you want me to zoom in? Oh, that's like egregious. So indicators, breakout. And then we're going to go to community. And then I'm just going to pick one and see which one stands out. And then I'm going to use this as a base to be able to create our strategy. So I'm starting over, for lack of better words, right? Reversal. Oh, look right here. Reversal and breakout signals. Alpha. So who these people are just different individuals in the community that make signals that we can use to be able to build strategies. I wouldn't recommend just taking it and just building it, right? You have to adapt it for what you're using, and you're going to see how I'm going to do it here. So I'm going to do, you see this reversal and breakout signals? So I'm going to take it. In order to do that, I have to click on these curly brackets, right? Source code, and then it's going to pop it open, or it's supposed to. It's right here. So here's the signal. Reversal and breakout signal. Indicator period, 20 minutes. Indicate 20 minutes. That's a little bit too slow. So I need to probably make these like 5 or 8 in order to make it work for 0 DTE strategies. These are options that expire the same day. The threshold. Yo, this make it work. This maybe could work. All right, let me take this. So what then I want to do, I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to come back to Claude Code. Come back to Claude Code. Perfect. Then what I'm going to say is, all right, we're going to pivot. We're going to abandon this strat for now and proceed to building another one. Review the following Pine script from TradingView, and we want to use this as what triggers these signals. We need you to review it and thoroughly break it down before we build out the back test. Beautiful. And I'll paste it. And then what'll happen is Claude Code will take it and then it'll respond back accordingly, right? Let's see if this one works out. And if you have any questions, and this is how okay, how did I get here, right? This is how I got here before I get back to Claude Code. So what we're doing is we're building out a 0 DTE algo trading bot, right? The asset that I decided on, and this is the steps that I take. And every time that I'm going to start doing this, because I think this is going to be a lot more helpful for those that are looking to be able to build out a strategy, right? So just to be able to reverse engineer my steps. So step 1 is I decided on a strategy. DIA, I decided on an asset, excuse me. I'm using DIA. DIA is the Dow Industrial Jones Average. This is an ETF or an exchange traded fund. This is the basket of the 30 largest companies, right? So think of DIA as a backpack that holds the 30 biggest, oldest, most established companies in the US. This is Apple, McDonald's, Apple, Boeing, Visa, Coca-Cola, Home Depot, along with others, right? Step 2, we had understanding moving averages, right? Step 3, understanding RSI. Step 4, understanding the options and the Greeks. Step 5, choose a strategy type. Step 6, key levels. Step 5, entry. So you can see everything is defined here. Everything is defined here. Now I'm at step 37, right? So you can see we've been doing this for a little bit. So what I'm going to do is for step 38 is we're pivoting the strategy. We're not using this particular strategy basis anymore. I'm using the one from TradingView. All right. So let's go back here and let's review. All right. This indicator generates 4 signals: a bullish reversal, the price rejected at the lower levels, potential for a huge bounce; a bearish reversal, the price is rejected at the upper levels, potential for a drop; excuse me, I was coughing. I didn't want to cough in your ear. A bullish breakout is strong volume breakout above the upper levels. A bearish breakout is a strong volume breakdown below the lower levels. The input parameters, and again, I told you this is going to be a lot. I got to make these a lot faster because 20 minutes, that's what a period is. A period, I was going to say something. A period, it's just the length of time, right? So the length of time here is going to be 20 minutes. So whenever you see period, just replace it with minute. I was going to, never mind. Here, same thing, 20 minutes. That's a little bit too slow. Dynamic support levels. All right, volume filter, 20-minute. All right, that's way too slow. Signal breakout. The green candle that opens below the H store and closes above it is a breakout, equals the candle direction equals 1, and the close is greater than the H store and the open is less than the H store. Basic breakdown, a red candle that opens above the L store. Okay, basically the same thing. Breakdown, the cool down. Okay. All right, what we need to implement. No. We want to build this or build/adapt this for 0 DTE strats. We are going to use 3 or 5 minutes for the period. And again, taking nothing from the previous strategy other than the TPs, risk, and position, and other items we need for actually building the backtest. But the strategy itself, you can consider trashed. Now let's discuss building this out. Let your output be only 328 total tokens in total. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm using Claude Opus. Claude Opus uses a lot of tokens. I'm at 61% right now, and I'm doing a good job of managing it, and it resets in 46 minutes. So I think we have more than enough, right? But I just want to make sure that I'm not over. The time frame 305 versus the daily. All right, hold on. The length is 20 minutes. We need to adapt it to 10 to 15. Okay, 10 to 15. That's still too long. Use breakout reversal. Okay, 1. We want to use both, but make it such that we can toggle it on or off. 2. For the period, we are thinking either 3, 5, or 8 max, and volume threshold going to be 0.88, not 1.88, but 0.88x. Got it? Yeah, if y'all do have any other questions, please let me know. I'm trying to be as responsive as possible to the chat. So if you do have questions, let me know. Okay, true. Indicators 5, 8, 8. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to archive you. Let me just move you there so I can know that that's where you belong. Create it called TA refresh. No, let's just do refresher baby BT. Refresher baby BT. I love it. And let's start with 2024. All right, perfect. Now we're building out a new back test, and hold on. We moved it. It is here. I didn't know you needed it. I didn't know you needed it, fam. I did not know you needed it. And if you all do have any questions, again, just let me know. Even though I am working, I am going to be as diligent as possible so I can know what is going on in the chats. Right. But what we're doing here is, and I really think we could get somewhere with this DIA. Right. We just got to be diligent with it. We just got to be diligent with it. Well, that's all it is. Never used TradingView before. Can you buy and sell via TradingView? TradingView is where you go in order to either get indicators, to quickly look at a chart. What else can you do at TradingView? You can chart out. I mean, you can buy and sell on TradingView, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would just stick to your broker. Can you share all of those files via GitHub or a zip file for us to try? Now, that's the tricky part. I would recommend, again, I share the file so you can screenshot it. Being able to share it either via GitHub or a zip file, I don't know about that yet, right? I'm still trying to figure out how to navigate to do that. But what I can do is like go slowly through the file. So if you want to screenshot it, you can, in order for you to go through it. That's why I have this steps taken, right? So I mean, I got to figure out a way if how to make this public, because this is basically every step that I did in order to get to where I am right now, right? So if I can figure out how to make this public, then maybe this is something I can share. It's not that much, and it really breaks down how I got to this particular strategy. And I'm using AI to code, right? Even though, yes, I understand what it's doing. Hold on, let me just copy this real quick. But I love using AI to code because I mean it makes the job a lot easier, right? I don't have to sit there and code 1,000 lines of code. Does that make sense? Is that fair? Are you coding? What platform do you use to code? Hardy, I think. If I mispronounced it, you have to forgive me. I think that's Hardy. All right, we're just waiting for this to wrap up. You know what I also need is refresh backtest journal .md. Can you share? Oh, here we go. We have our backtest. We have our backtest, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what's up. Okay. And again, another cropper. Another, you know what? I'm not going to keep. I got to figure out what is it doing real quick. I got to go look at the code. Yeah, hold on. Let me go. Let's go look at the code real quick. All right, so this is the backtest engine for the 0DTE reversal and breakout strategy. The strategy overview is based on the Algo Alpha Pine script, right? So this is what the strategy does. We already went over that. We're pulling in the data. I've already downloaded that. We're using breakout and reversals. This is the indicators. Oh, volume period. I told this fucker. Okay. Volume period. I want it to be 8. I mean, that is kind of super high itself. 8 volume threshold. Let me drop this to 0.44. Signal cooldown prevents rapid wait. How many bars? 1. I mean, you don't even need to wait 1. I only do 1 trade a day anyway, so this is kind of redundant. Okay. All right, stop loss, TP. I can go 4 minutes. Let me go 4 minutes here. Let me go 4. Not 488. 4. Just 4 minutes. 4 minutes, guy. 4 minutes. Isn't that a song? I only got 4. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I'll keep the TP levels the same. And all this other stuff right here, debug so I can see what's going on, right? Then we have the calculate the dynamic support and resistance levels based on the Pine script. So you see what the code is doing. Calculate the relative volume. It's tracking the break. Okay, this is kind of redundant. So I took this off. I don't need that because I'm only trading one time per day, right? So it's not like there's multiple trades. Detect the breakout. Indicated period. That's interested. ×2. I had to figure out why it's ×2. Breakout requires strong volume. The reversal requires no volume. The reversal, bullish reversal, wick below the lower level, but the closed above the rejection. Only valid if not bullish. The bearish, the wick above the upper level, but closed below rejection. All right, beautiful. Calculating the position size. So this is the back test. It's 1,000 lines of code. So if I had to code that myself, right, it would take a little bit. I mean, I could do it. It would just take me a little bit. That's why I love using AI. So what I want to do is come back here. Let's run this one more time. Let's run it again. And let's see what's good. And it still blew up. That's crazy. DIA is a mother, bro. Goodness gracious. I'm gonna learn to trade it though. Yeah, win rate was just atrocious. There's another one. Atrocious. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? 6%, 8%. That's trash. I'm going to pause that, and we want to adapt the following for DIA. And let's gauge results. Update with what we did first before proceeding. Call it gray worm. Gray worm bt.py. For all my GOT fans out there. For all my GOT fans, do y'all have any questions while I'm waiting on this breakout? If y'all want to see another back test or another strategy that I made, matter of fact, let me just go straight here. Right. So this is a momentum strategy for SPY. Let me just run this real quick because I kind of need to anyway. So here's a completely different strategy, completely different asset. It does something completely different, right? I just want to run it real quick because I need to see its performance because I was working on this last night, but I didn't finish. And I'm going to bring this to y'all. I just didn't finish it yet. All right, so let's check this out. Strategy starts at $100. All of our strategies start at $100. Let's see how this performs. Now, as you can see, the biggest difference, I went from loading 3 million data points now to 10. SPY uses a lot more, right? This is our early worm strategy, our momentum strategy for SPY. And what we're going to do right now, let me see how well it works. Okay. Now create gray worm. All right, beautiful. All right, strategy's going. So as you can see right now, strategy just across $200. Just crossed 3. Okay, hold on. 275. So the strategy, this one is a little bit more alive. Oh shit, it just went from 300 to 600. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? It just jumped from 3 to 600. Oh, now it's at 1,000. I take my eye off and it keeps going up. It's at 1,200. 16, 17, 18. So this one is a lot more robust, right, than the strategy that I was building here. So what I want to do is take this version of this strategy, because I haven't made the bot yet, right? So it's not like okay, 68% win rate. It went from $100 to 2,900, 124 trades, right? 2,800% return. That's not bad. That's not bad. Now we're going to run it on the second half. Let's see how it does on the second half. Let's see how this strat does. I'm running it on the back half of 2024. We're running the strategy on 2024 to see how well it performs now. It's already at 600. Let me just check over here. Okay, Gray Worm is done. Gray Worm is done. All right, Gray Worm is done. So what I'm going to do is, boom, come here. And normally, I'm telling you, I'm going to crack this strategy, bro. I just need to spend some time with it. It's at 1,800, 1,900, 2,000. So let's wait for the full year. What date is this on? This strategy. Oh, okay. It's almost done. Oh, it just crossed 3,000. 36. That's crazy. So we went from $100. Remember, all of our strategies start at 100. It's at 4,000 right now. All of our strategies start at $100 until told otherwise. So the highest I seen it was 75% return. Best trade was $242. Worst trade was $200. The profit factor is 499. So what that means, for every $1 that I lose, I'm making almost $5 back, right? Max drawdown is 18%. So at one point in time, the strategy went from $100 to 72, and then it made $5,300 at the end of the day. That's not bad. All right. Now let's run Gray Worm. This is taking the same strategy, but I adapted it to holy shit, bro. DIA is a motherfucker, man. All right, so I'm not going to hold you. I need to spend some time with DIA because I don't understand that. I'm just going to take this bot. So let's look at it real quick, and let's talk about this real quick, because I already have one. You know what? I'm going to wait and create the bot for this. I'm going to create this bot using Thinkorswim, but I have to open the account. So I'm not going to make the bot yet, right? I want to see what we can do to improve this strategy, but I'm not going to make the bot for this one yet because I'm going to use Thinkorswim for this one. Because again, I didn't know I could use Thinkorswim until Hardy told me. So I appreciate you, Hardy, for letting me know. So I'm going to wait to create the bot for Thinkorswim, but I want us to be able to go over this strategy to see how it works. So I'm going to move away from DIA. Let me just update the title. Not going to hold you. It's going to be SPY. Because I know how to make SPY dance for me. All right. So let's talk about this strategy. This is our early worm strategy, right? So this is 0 DTE SPY option momentum strategy, right? So 0 DTE. Oh, shit. Hold on. 0 DTE, what does that mean? These are options that expire the same day. We're trading SPY. What is SPY? SPY is the S&P 500, the top 500 companies within the New York Stock Exchange. And this is a momentum strategy, right? So think of this like a surfer catching waves at the beach. We wait for the market to open at 9:30 a.m. Then we see a big wave. That's the price movement. That's bigger, and then the smaller ripples before it. We jump on our surfboard. We buy an option, and then we ride it for a few minutes. Then we get off right before the wave crashes. So we look at the 1 minute bar chart from 9:30 a.m. to 11:12. We find when the current price is 2 times bigger than the last 5 bars. That's our wave. Then we check the volume. We make sure it isn't too crazy, right? Because we want a controlled wave, not chaos. We buy calls if the price is going up, and we buy puts if the price is going down. We only hold this for a maximum of 5 minutes. And then we sell anywhere between 15 and 28%. And if we're losing in this position, we out at 14%. So why this works, early mornings has strong momentum that moves and continue for a few minutes. By waiting for a 2x bigger candle, we filter out the noise and then we catch real momentum moves. We only trade 0 DTE options. These are options that expire today. So this is super sensitive to price moves. We risk small amounts per trade, but the consistent win rate of 72% and testing. What we're testing, this is a back test that simulates trading the strategy on historical data to see if we would have made money. We start with $100 and we see how, we start with $100 and we see how much we'd have after trading every day for a year. The results for version 8, we turned $100 into $5,300. In 2024, that's 5,200% return. We won 72% of the trades, and we held the trades on average for 3 to 4 minutes. Most common exit was the 15% exit, right? So we're using SPY, right? So I told you all of our strategies start at $100. So everybody that said, hey, can you share the code? I'm going through the code very diligently, slowly right now. This is the libraries. So I had to create my own backtest, backtesting.py, Backtrader, and these other backtesting platforms for Python really don't work for option trading. So that's why we had to create our own backtest. So this is the libraries that I use. This is the main library, right? This down here is just to make a fancy chart. But this is the main library. If you want to see the chart, give me a second. I'm supposed to be able to just copy and just go here. Beautiful. Here's the chart. Right? Shit, my fault. So here's the chart. We start at 100, right? And then at the end of this balance was 3,000. At the end over here it was 5,000, right? We have the P&L distribution, and then we have our ROI distribution. So that's what, shit, my fault. Okay, come on. That's what these libraries do right here. It makes our charts, all right? Then we have where we load the data from. I get the data from Theta Data, and this is tick by tick data. And the reason I like Theta Data is because I can do sub-minute, right? So right now, this is on a 1 minute chart of the Greek path and the none. It's set to none right now because it's getting it from the Theta Data, this particular path right here. And then starting balance is 100. I told you that. Minimum balance to trade is $5. This is, so we're 90% leveraged, right? So if it gets to $10, that considers the account blown and we stop trading. We're using 0 DTE. Our trading hours, this strategy only trades from 9:30 a.m. to 11:12 a.m., right? The candle multiplier. So the current candle must be 2 times bigger than the average last 5. Testing showed that 1.2 failed, 1.68 failed, but 2.0 works, right? The volume must be less than 1.28 the average. We want controlled volume. We increased it from 1.2, right? To allow slightly higher volume. I'm not using the RSI confirmation. This is how we select the options. The minimum delta, the lower the delta equals less sensitivity and it's cheaper. The maximum delta equals higher and more sensitive and it's a little bit more expensive, right? I'm targeting the delta anywhere between 0.29. I remember delta tells me how sensitive the option contract moves when the option price, when the stock price moves up to $1, right? Premium, we're paying the least we'll pay is $10, the most we'll pay is $68. The stop loss, we exit if we lose 4.5%. Tighter equals smaller losses when we're wrong. The maximum hold time, we're holding it for 4.88 minutes. This is our take profit levels. And this is the trading cost, right? And just like previous, it's loading the back test, right? So this is the actual file. It's loading the data. This is when you load it. Perfect. This is when we calculate the RSI, but we're not using it right now. What is RSI? RSI measures whether the price has strong momentum. RSI above 50 equals a bullish momentum. RSI below 50, bearish momentum. RSI above 70, we're overbought. RSI below 30, we're oversold. How it works, we calculate the end number versus the price change. We calculate the average up versus the average down, and then we convert it to a scale. We tested this, but it hurts performance. So we're not adding RSI right now, but I kept it here just in case if I do anything different on the optimization. And this is the heart of the strategy, right? It detects the momentum signals. So what we're looking for is the surfer is looking for the right wave, right? Is the current candle 2 times bigger than the average last 5 candles? Why? Because the small candle equals noise, big candle equals real momentum. So what do I mean by big candle and small candle, right? Let me show you an example. Oh, perfect. Perfect. So this right here, these two right here, big candles, that is housing or engulfing small candles, right? So what we're looking for is big candles. What we're looking to be able to see is that, all right, our strategy is looking for big candles, right? Not these small candles, right? Because remember, those small candles equals noise. The big candles real momentum. The volume is not too high. Has to be less than 1.28 the average. Why? High volume equals panic and news. We want controlled moves. The candle must have clear direction. Green candle equals call. Red candle equals put. Why? No doji. Doji means indecision. So what is a doji? Let me go find one. Here's a doji. Doji, and I found 3 dojis in a row. That's crazy. Rarely do you see that. Maybe we could create a strategy off that, but let's keep going. So doji means indecision, right? Doji means neither the bears nor the bulls won. It means that they're fighting back and forth, but nobody really won, right? So battle, nobody really won, nobody really won, nobody really won, right? So this indecision, there's really no conviction here. So that's why we don't trade dojis. Where am I? So think of it like this. Imagine you're watching waves at a beach. Most waves are small ripples, normal price action. Then suddenly a big wave comes 2 times bigger than the ripples. That's not a tsunami, volume too high. This is just a nice surfable wave. You grab your board, the option, and then rewrite it. The test history, volume version 1 required the candle to be twice as bigger. It worked great. And then we tested a couple other versions, not so good. Then we learned that the 2 times the candle is the sweet spot, right? Call if it's bullish, bears if it's puts if it's bearish. We're finding the best option here. Calculate how much money to risk. So this is a strategy, right? And I'm going to build this strategy using Thinkorswim. So I'm not going to build it out now. I'm not going to build the bot now. But what I'm going to do is I need to go get Thinkorswim an account, right? So y'all got to give me a bit in order to do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this as a good stopping point. And then when I create the next video, that video is going to be creating our early worm strategy using Thinkorswim. And this strategy was able to go from $100 in our first 6 months, from $100 to $2,800, and then from $100 to $5,200. So if you think about it, right? So it's $100 to almost $7,000, right? So it's a big jump, and I'm looking to see how well it does for paper trading, right? So I want to, after this is back testing it, so we're testing on historical data. Then what I'm going to do is test it on present data, so that's paper testing it. Then once we gauge how well the paper tested, then I'm going to launch it for actual live money. So if y'all do have any other questions, please let me know. It's your boy Creative. This is going to be a good stopping point for the video. So I'll wait a few more seconds if you do have any other questions. No? No? All right, it's your boy Creative. We'll be back at it again with another episode. I appreciate everybody for sticking through. Don't forget to like and subscribe.